Vaping has become a cultural phenomenon, an industry, and a public health puzzle all rolled into one. Once hailed as a revolutionary breakthrough in harm reduction, vaping has simultaneously sparked hope for smokers trying to quit and alarm for parents, educators, and health officials concerned about a new generation hooked on nicotine. Whether you see vaping as a savior or a scourge, or somewhere in between, it's clear this issue is far more complex than it appears at first puff. Let's dive deep into what we truly know about vaping, what remains a mystery, and why it's become such a heated topic. When vaping first hit the market, it was advertised as the perfect solution to the problem of smoking, safer, cleaner, and, most importantly, free of the carcinogenic smoke that kills millions worldwide every year. Traditional cigarettes, after all, are notorious for their toxic cocktail of chemicals created through combustion, including tar, carbon monoxide, and other substances that wreak havoc on the lungs and heart. E-cigarettes, on the other hand, replaced burning tobacco with a mechanism that heats a liquid, often called e-liquid or vape juice, into an aerosol you can inhale. No burning, no smoke, just a vapor cloud that supposedly offered nicotine without the nastiness of a traditional cigarette. For many smokers, this seemed like a godsend. Early studies backed up the claims, showing that vaping was far less harmful than smoking cigarettes. Public health organizations in countries like the UK even recommended vaping as a tool to help smokers quit. For smokers who had tried and failed with patches, gum, or going cold turkey, e-cigarettes became a new lifeline. However, this optimistic narrative didn't last long. What started as a tool for smokers quickly exploded into a lifestyle phenomenon, especially among teenagers and young adults. Walk into any high school today, and you'll likely find that vaping isn't just common, it's trendy. Flashy devices that look like sleek tech gadgets or colorful pins, paired with e-liquids in flavors like mango, cotton candy, and blue raspberry, turned vaping into something cool, almost harmless looking. It didn't take long before an alarming number of teens who had never smoked a cigarette were picking up vapes. Studies revealed that many young people believed vaping wasn't dangerous at all, just a fun, flavorful experience that came with massive clouds of vapor. But here's where the plot thickens. While e-cigarettes don't contain the same level of harmful chemicals as traditional cigarettes, they're far from harmless. For one, the vast majority of e-liquids contain nicotine, the same addictive chemical that hooks people on cigarettes in the first place. And nicotine doesn't just create dependency, it's particularly dangerous for developing brains. Adolescents who use nicotine can suffer from lasting changes to brain circuits involved in attention, learning, and impulse control, making them more vulnerable to addiction throughout their lives. Add to that the potential for physical health problems, and the image of vaping as a harmless pastime starts to crack. If you find this video helpful and informative, please support the Healthy Pantry channel by leaving your comment below, liking this video, and subscribing for more daily health and nutrition tips. In 2019, those cracks turned into a full-blown crisis. Reports began emerging of otherwise healthy individuals being hospitalized, and in some cases, dying from a mysterious lung illness linked to vaping. The illness, later named e-cigarette or vaping product use-associated lung injury, (AVALI), turned out to be caused primarily by certain unregulated THC vaping products that contained vitamin E acetate, a thickening agent not meant to be inhaled. The epidemic exposed a darker side of the vaping industry, the presence of unregulated or counterfeit products in an already murky market. This crisis also revealed how little we truly know about the long-term health effects of vaping. E-cigarettes have only been around for about 15 years, far too short a time to determine their chronic impacts on the human body. It took decades of research to fully understand the dangers of smoking, and it's possible that vaping could hold its own hidden risks that won't become apparent for years. Will it cause lung cancer or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, like smoking does? Could the constant exposure to aerosolized chemicals lead to unforeseen cardiovascular or neurological issues? The simple answer is, we just don't know. What we do know, however, is that vaping is far from the clean experience it's often marketed to be. While it might lack tar and other byproducts of combustion, e-cigarette vapor contains a mix of potentially harmful substances. Some e-liquids include diacetyl, a chemical linked to a severe lung condition known as popcorn lung, named after a similar illness seen in workers at microwave popcorn factories. Others contain heavy metals like nickel, lead, and tin, which can leach into the aerosol from the device's heating element. And then there are volatile organic compounds, some of which are known carcinogens. Even if these substances are present in smaller amounts than in cigarettes, inhaling them over time could still pose significant health risks. But what about secondhand vapor? While cigarette smoke has been proven to harm bystanders, the jury is still out on the effects of secondhand e-cigarette vapor. Early studies suggest it's less harmful than traditional smoke, but less harmful doesn't mean harmless. The vapor still contains ultrafine particles, nicotine, and chemicals that can linger in the air, potentially affecting those nearby. And then there's the question of whether vaping is actually effective as a smoking cessation tool. For some smokers, it has been a game changer, helping them quit cigarettes entirely. For others, it's become a crutch rather than a cure, with many smokers continuing to vape while also using traditional cigarettes, a phenomenon known as dual use. The psychological addiction to the act of smoking, combined with the continued exposure to nicotine, means that for many people, vaping isn't the final step toward quitting, it's just a new form of the same old habit. One of the most troubling aspects of vaping is its appeal to non-smokers, particularly young people who might never have picked up a cigarette but are drawn to vaping's flavors, sleek designs, and social allure. For these individuals, vaping doesn't represent harm reduction, it's introducing them to a nicotine addiction they might otherwise have avoided. And the long-term public health implications of this trend are still unknown. Are we creating a new generation of lifelong nicotine users? Could vaping serve as a gateway to traditional smoking? These are questions we won't have answers to for years. So, where does this leave us? Vaping is a paradox, a tool for harm reduction that carries its own risks, a solution to one problem that may be creating others. As research continues, it's clear that public health policy must strike a delicate balance, regulating vaping to protect non-smokers, especially youth, while still allowing smokers access to a potentially less harmful alternative. This means cracking down on unregulated and counterfeit products, limiting youth-friendly marketing, and ensuring that e-cigarettes are used as they were originally intended, a last resort for adult smokers trying to quit. For individuals, the key is making informed decisions. If you're a smoker looking to quit, vaping might be a stepping stone, but it's not a guaranteed fix. If you're a non-smoker, especially a young one, the risks of starting far outweigh any potential benefits. And for everyone, it's essential to remember that just because vaping is less harmful than smoking doesn't make it harmless. As we navigate the complex reality of vaping, one thing is clear. It's not just a passing trend. It's a technology, a health issue, and a cultural touchstone that will continue to shape public discourse for years to come. Thank you for joining us here at the Healthy Pantry. We hope you found the information valuable and inspiring. Remember, your health is a journey, and we are here to guide you every step of the way. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.